Hello, my name is Dr. David Flamenco from Helix Dental. Today I'm going to go over a quick example of how we can use an intraoral scan to capture the correct bite for a mandibular advancement device. So in this instance, we've already captured the upper and lower arch using our intraoral scanner, which is the Emerald S, and we're using the Romexa software. We did use a bite fork that's at 3 millimeters using the George gauge, and we've already titrated it to the proper position. So the first thing you're going to want to do is actually cut back that bite registration so you can capture enough data on the upper and lower arch as you see there. So there was enough data here, and we're going to do the same thing for the lower so that the scanner can pick up all that data and actually stitch it properly. So it needs those reference points. That's key. If it doesn't have reference points, then you're going to have a problem. You're going to wonder why that lower arch or that upper arch is in the incorrect position or flipped around, and you're going to have a hard time. So make sure you did that proper cutback on the bite registration. You don't have to go to the plastic fork, and I don't recommend doing that because you can actually warp it and create issues there to in that space that you see towards the posterior. So you want to make sure that it's as sturdy as it can be, that it's not thin, that there's plenty of room on both sides. That way you can have that clearance for the mandible to actually advance. So now that we're happy with that, I mean, we're looking at the first bite that we took and the second bite, and in case we don't like one of the bites, we can actually delete it or crop some of it out and do some minor adjustments within this program. Here's where it can get interesting. So in this case, we have this patient that we also want to have him in centric. So what we can do here is we can export that case, not the file, just make sure it's the whole case, export it. It's going to save it as a zip, and after it saves it as a zip, you're going to unzip that or extract all, and you're going to rename it. By renaming it, all you have to do is just change the date. So you're going to change the date on that file. You can keep it as a folder, that's fine. Place it wherever you're going to remember that it is. And once you have that, you're going to import it back into the software. Like I said, in this case, this is using Romexis. So with Romexis, we can import this same file back in so we can create a duplicate. Now, the awesome part about doing a duplicate with this file is that by having that duplicate, you can have another bite that can be captured, and you don't have to scan the upper and the lower again. So we're going to check that. So once we import it, you're going to see all that information in there, and you would just open it back up, go back to the scan, delete the bites, both of them, 1 and 2, and redo that scan in centric relation, or maybe you have a different method of doing it with leaf gauge, or however you want to lift the bite or move the bite around. You can capture that, and now you'll have another file that you can actually use for whatever type of appliance you'd like, or just to have them in centric relation in this case. So hopefully that was helpful. I know there aren't any instructions on how to do that through the Romexa software, the user manual from PlanMeca, so hopefully this helps some of you that are using the PlanMeca Romexa software and are using the Emerald or Emerald S scanner. Thank you very much.